Happy Saturday. Hey, I'm back today with another swap that I did on YouTube. And it's the Easter egg one-on-one swap. And that was hosted by Meekaboo 32 and Big Mama Cab 2.0. And it was a mini swap. And it was a one-on-one. And we were to make little mini items that would fit into plastic Easter eggs. And that was to go into a tote or a basket. So I used my tote as a big egg, and then I filled all my little mini requirements in little Easter eggs. And this is what I came up with. I found this big egg at Dollar Tree, and I decorated the top with flowers and a lace band. And there's some bling, rhinestone bling. I have some pink flowers. I have some pink and mint green flowers that started out white, and I tinted them with my airbrush, Copic marker airbrush system. And I stickled some of the edges, and I put in some resin bunnies that I made, and I have some more of those to show you later, and a stick pin, and some little Hobby Lobby from the wedding section little picks with tulle and beads, some gold flower or gold leaves, and that's the top. And then inside I used the lace band so it would hide the glue from the flowers and the cluster there, so it looked a little nicer and finished on the inside. And then inside I filled it with all of these individual eggs, and I'm going to empty out the eggs and show you what I made and some of the things that I added for the inside. And in this egg here I have some resins, and here's some of those bunnies. I'm going to quickly go get a little dish or something so I can show them to you a little easier. Okay, I have this little, move the egg out of the way, and just move the egg all together. There we go. All right, in here I have some little teddy bears. That's a runoff mold. Every time I pour resins, I have a mold standing by, so if there's any extra, I just make little things that I'll use in the future, and I use them for swaps and whatnot, just so I don't waste the resin. And this is one of my favorite roll molds. It makes this little 3D rabbit. I made one of those in pink and white. And then this is another rabbit mold that I like, and I gave him some blinged out bows. And then there was a green one of those too. And then there is just some other rabbits and a bear. Oh, here's the other bunny. And that was that one. And this egg here, I made quite a few resin. I like to make resin because not everybody does. And then that way my swap partners sometimes get, something a little different that they can use. This is just a bow mold, and I just made some bows for her. And then in here, one of the requirements was rosettes. So I just made a bunch of mini rosettes and some polka dot and some gingham paper. And they're just in the pink and aqua color. And in another egg here, one of the things we were supposed to have charms and beads. So I just have a bunch of beads and some charms. one of my favorites. It's a little crock charm, and I just added bows and flowers to these. There's another one. I thought they were really cute. There's just some of these little Timu beat bunny charms. We have that. In this egg here, I made a bunch of wax seals in the Easter theme. I have one that's a Happy Easter. I made some bows. Some of these are pink, and the others they look orange, but they're like the pink, dusky pink that matches the papers. And some of them are two color. So when I was changing the wax, I added a little bling to the bow, and I have a couple of these clear ones with glitter. Then there's a rabbit, so she can use the wax seals for whatever she wants. And another egg here. Oh, there's more resin, and I made some feathers. I put some German glitter glass on there with crystal accents, I think. Glossy accents. Yeah, there we go. To stick that on there. And then the other resin in here was some little spring Easter bonnets. And I left the resins plain. I didn't put a hole in them or a charm, so she could use them for flat backs, or she could turn them into charms for dangles and keychains if she wanted to. And in this egg here, I made a bunch of mini bows, and that was another requirement, I believe. And they're velvet ribbon, and that is 1/4 inch. And then I have the 1/8 inch matching ribbon for the centers. So I hope she likes those and most people can find a use for bows, and I don't think you can ever have too many. And this egg here, another one I made a bunch of these little punched out flowers. Same color scheme. Some of them have a gold paper stamens with a rhinestone bling. And then some of them have the metal stamens and a pearl. Made a bunch of those. And then my last egg here, I made, we were supposed to make 4 embellishments. So I used holographic paper, and it was just an Easter egg die. I added a bunny flat back and some flowers and a bling, a little acrylic butterfly. And I just made 4 of those, and she could use them for, well, embellishments. And there you go. And then for fun, I made a couple of these whimsical rabbits. Again, she could turn them into charms or whatever. And then in the egg, I just have some of this white shred, and there's some iridescent clear shred in there also. And lately, I've been getting into sublimation. So I made Lacy. Oh, my partner is Lacy, the Cheeky Bumm. Gosh, how could I forget that? So it was really fun creating for her. And I sublimated this satin bag, which I'm going to put all my extras in. I've got a couple of sweet treats and a couple of little gifts. I thought that was a pretty pattern from Creative Fabrica. I've heard it both ways. And that came out cute, so I thought I'd send that to her. And it came up in other videos that she's posted that she's a fan of Highland cows. So I sublimated her some car coasters. I created this backer in Canva. And I made her some Highland cows, and she can put them in her Jeep if she would like. And then the last thing that I made her, it's obvious it's a mug, and I created this mug purse, and this was an SVG that I purchased on Etsy. It's a really cute way to send a mug. So I made her the Highland cow mug. And if she doesn't want to use it for coffee, she could always put pens or pokey tools or whatever she would like. And I added her name on the side. So I hope she likes the gifts. And it was fun practicing my sublimation. And that is my swap. So I always appreciate your thumbs up and your comments. So thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.